I was born in Newmarket. We lived in a little town called Pefferlaw. I have an older sister. She's a year and 6 days older than me. Almost Irish babies. We're very close. We've always been very close. And we had this nice little house off of Lake Simcoe. Had a very wholesome. I remember going to lots of different cottages. We had a big boat. I remember that. And then when I was 6, my father actually passed away. It was like very abrupt. It was like kind of crazy. He had a heart attack. He was playing hockey in Montreal. So it was quite far away. We got a call. My mom was like, don't really know what's going on. She needed to go there. It was like kind of crazy. We stayed at my mom's friend's house, who she'd been working with for quite a while. And I remember staying there for 2 weeks. I don't remember much of the story. I'm sure I've like made up to go back to from now. Like, I think also like the whole like trauma aspect of it, looking back now, I've like kind of suppressed a lot of maybe memories that I did have. So now, I guess growing up, seeing all my friends' dads and things like that, I was a bit jealous. I was like, when they would get mad at them or things like that, I would be like kind of upset, just like, you're not really understanding this privilege that you have. But then I think a lot of them really did. A lot of them were very empathetic and respectful and so kind. I think I'm just kind of coming in touch with how important that is, or how important maybe people think that is too. It's never affected me, or I've never felt it affect me personally, or emotionally or anything like that. I've always felt very in touch with my emotions, or since I've really been to university and opened up and came out. My mom and a few of her cousins / friends were going to see like a medium. So I was like, Mom, I want to come. Like, tell me about the ghosts. So she brought me, and I think I was still 17. So, and I think her like rule was like you needed to be 18 or something. So my mom would ask her if she could like read me or whatever, because I was younger and stuff like that. And she said yes. So I was like so excited. So I went in there after my mom recorded it, because she was like, Mom was like, you should record it so you can like listen back to it, whatever. So I started recording, and she just was like, started talking about like my grandpa, my father, you know, like things like that, made me cry, you know, said things that like she wouldn't know. So I'm like, kind of like, I respect you, girl. This is your career. You got it down. So, and then she just was saying, you're gonna, like, as a matter of fact, you're gonna marry a man. You're going to have 3 homes in like New York and like all these different, like, I see Europe. I'm like, wow, thank you for that. But hold on, like, rewind. I'm not ready to actually, you didn't say man, did you? Like, I'm not gonna marry a man. Like, that was never, like, I think I always knew, but it was just like, in Muskoka, there was no gay people. There was no, I guess, people that I saw that I wanted to be, that I saw were thriving. And like, all I felt was horror stories and like people, that was like not something you wanted to be. All I was is not wanting to be gay. I did not want to be that. And then when she said that, I was like, okay, now you got to deal with this. Like, you already know, but you were just hiding it. So here we are, face to face. You got it on record now. I'm like, I can't even. So now I'm like in this moral dilemma. Do I like? And so the whole thing finishes. She finishes. We leave. We go home. A few days later, I'm like, Mom, I want to talk to you. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, the medium said that I would like marry a man. And she was like, oh, well, like, have you ever had a crush? And I'm like, well, like, I don't know, like, whatever, like, but I think obviously everyone was kind of in, they're all kind of new at that point. I started gymnastics because I'd done gymnastics as like a kid, you know, like the tumble tots or whatever with your mom. And my mom had always told me that I was like pretty good. I could do like a front roll on a balance beam when I was like 3 months old by myself or something, like stupid. I don't even know. But she always told me that I was like very energetic, you know, always like very flexible, wanted to do stuff. She put me into gymnastics, and I did rec for a few years, and I wasn't really getting anywhere because there's a lot of standing around. You don't really do much. You're like in the line, and then one person like does the vault, and then, you know, and it's like the rec coaches are just like, they have like minimal training. So my mom was kind of upset because I wasn't really progressing. But there wasn't any competitive programs for boys in Muskoka at the time. So she spoke to the head coach, Vivian Wright, of the Muskoka Limberettes, and she was like, look, like, please just look at him, like, see if he's even good enough to like join your competitive team, like what. And she told my mom I had the body awareness of a champion. So I was like, amazing. So then I joined the competitive team, and I started in the lowest group, and then I slowly started working my way up. And then I think that was like 13-ish when I started in the competitive stream. And then by the end, when I was 17, I had one of the coaches, Dan, who kind of traveled around. He started at the gym, but then he was coaching like at universities and all these different other places. So he came back to just coach me, and that was really fun. I was like doing nationals and stuff like that. When I stopped that and moved to Carleton, my friend who's at Carleton on the Carleton cheer team said, you need to join. So I was like, okay. In the summer leading up to first year, I came to a few camps and really met the team and really just like fell in love with it, you know, like they were teaching me double basses and like how to do like rewinds and everything like that. And it was just like crazy, so much fun. And I was like, this is wild. Like, this is just so insane. At the beginning of first year, I was really in love with it. And then a few of my teammates were also on shark spinbacks, like great white or cheer sport shark spinbacks. So they were like, Nathan, you should try out for All-Star. And I was like, done, sign me up. I started at Finbacks, and that's where my All-Star career started. Being in a team everyone is so important. And to feel important is really, really exciting and is so nice. And to feel a part of a team is like, so exciting when you're on that floor. Cheerleading is different from other team sports because there's like an end goal. Like, you have a routine, we have a goal, we're trying to achieve this routine to the best of our ability and to make it look the best it can, hitting every count as on time and as clean as possible. And to really like know that and work towards that as a team with the music, with the dance, is just like really just so exciting and gives you that like other type of family that you really can't get anywhere else, because the dedication from everyone is so, so huge. You need to be dedicated. You need to be an elite athlete, honestly. Like this isn't some like cookie cutter routine over here. We're flipping. Like, this is the same as gymnastics, I'm sorry, if not more dangerous. So I don't know where the misconception that this isn't a sport is, but for all the men out there, there's lots of girls and it's a great time. And I mean, like, when else do you get to throw people and catch people like that? That's fun. It wasn't very difficult to choose what I wanted to do because I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew how the world worked. I thought I knew what I was gonna do, how I was gonna get there, and it was gonna be awesome. I thought I wanted to like be a major in economics or something like that before, because I didn't even know what those were. I didn't even know what things were when I was 17. Going into university, I didn't even know what anything was. But I saw public affairs and policy management at Carleton University, and I was like, wow, this looks prestigious, this looks fun, help people, like political science, that's what I'm in, like, yes. Thinking, that's what you should do, Nathan. Like, that's what you're in, social sciences. And I did bad. I got 60s, I barely passed. I was like, my TAs probably only passed me because they felt bad. I had no idea what was going on. I didn't do readings because I was disheartened. I was just like kind of done. So halfway through second year, I was like, Mom, I'm gonna drop out. I hate this. I'm not having fun. I'm not doing well. I don't understand what's going on. Like, I actually just don't know what's happening. And that's it. So I want to go to college for interior design, period. And she's like, no, you're actually not gonna quit. You've actually spent 1.5 years getting these credits and we paid lots of money. You're gonna finish this degree. You're gonna push it out, find something, switch your program, like figure it out. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Obviously she wasn't like so tough love. She was very kind about it. I was like, come on, there's other things that we can do. Like, you don't need to drop out. So then I applied to communications and media studies. And I was like, you know what, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the way I go. Thinking that comms, you know, stereotypically is that the easiest course in university that you can take. So I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll just pass. Come on, comms, like that's fun. So I take comms 1000 and my eyes are just like just everything is, the world is broken. And I'm just like, it just kind of woke me up to like the realities in which we live, like socio and economic inequality and like systemic racism and all the other things that we deal with today. I did live in a bubble. I really thought that racism was a thing of the past, because when you don't experience it and you have white privilege and you grow up in a town where there's only white people, there's no need to talk about it. There's nothing, we don't know. They didn't experience it. We haven't had to be empathetic in that way. So when I come here and I make a multicultural group of friends and I check myself and I check my privilege, I'm like, wow. I missed there's some dots that didn't connect. My life, my experiences are not the experiences of everyone else. And that is on period. I know what it's like to try and hide who you are, really not want to be what's deep down in here, because everyone else is going to care. And that's not what it is. That's not the reality of the situation. That's something that you've built up in your head. And I think really recognize your trauma, take it in, breathe it, live with it, realize how it makes you stronger. Self-confidence really just gives you the power to be yourself, and that attracts other people towards you who are passionate, who are self-loving, who are authentic, and everything like that. And no person is holding any of those stereotypes or is any of those things like misogynistic or racist. Those are taught. So just acknowledging that is like crazy. So I'm like, I want to just spread, awareness and just wake everyone up to this whole situation that like, do whatever you want, be whoever you want, live your best life and lift other people up in the meantime. And that's so easy and fun to do.